Tammy took me down the ravine the opposite direction, and she believes she had found the Pioneer Cemetery, which is great because that's what we're mainly here for. We've already hiked the trail. We've already explored a lot of the area. We just want to finish off our night. Here's a trail right here. What? What am I looking at? You think these are the burials? There's a bear can. Let me see what you got. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Tammy's mentioned that there are piles of rocks, which was common. When they buried you, they would take a pile of pebbles and they would pile it up over your grave. Right, they're not. And the ground's very soft here. I mean, there's a little trail that goes up to the tree. Here's another pile of rocks, I believe, and this is below 6 and 4 and diagonal to 4 and 5. So you're right, maybe this is the cemetery. Unfortunately, I wish they had grave markings like with epitaphs, but of who these men's names were. But anyways, folks, this is probably the Pioneer Cemetery. There's a pile of rocks right there. And that's what they would use in mid-1800s. If you died, they would throw a pile of rocks, throw you about 3 feet underground, throw the rocks on top. Appears that other people have explored back here. The reason why the rocks might be spread out is because this is kind of a wash. And when you get a flash flood, the erosion spreads out the rocks. But the ground's soft here, and there's... So far I've spotted 3 piles of graves. This might be the oldest cemetery in Virginia City. I'll definitely have to photograph it. What's over here? Anything interesting? Just a tree. Huh. Right, like that. I believe we have found it, folks. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a drink and sit for a second. There's a beer can, which means somebody must come down here and drink, which means that this is probably the cemetery, because that's what kids do. But I'm going to have a drink for these old miners. I'm going to have myself a brew. I'm going to take a few photos. You are in touch with the Paranormal Ghost Society. Over and out. We are in one of the oldest cemetery burial grounds in Virginia City from possibly the 1850s, maybe as early as 1851, 1852, when mines first began here, because on the other side of these thick trees is 6 Mile Canyon, which was the first mines prior to the opening when Virginia City was erected as a city, a mining boomtown. And have a few piles of rocks. Could the dead be buried below them? Let's take some pictures and let's find out. You're talking.